Why, hello everybody, it's Joycelina and we are back here on the FrilCraft server and I have a bovine issue. They are running all around my base. If you watched the last episode, you did not get to see the explosion, but you got to see the results of the explosion of the secret creeper that came up behind me. Day goes to night and then night goes to day. And even if you sleep, it takes a long time to go from night to day, and it's long enough for the mobbies to spawn, and they did, and he practically wrecked my face, but he definitely wrecked my cow pen. So I didn't decide to wrangle them up because, you know, that would take forever, and the whole goal is I want a place for them to live permanently, and wherever I decide will finally be lit up, and maybe it would be even less of the mobs. See, look, they are everywhere. They're trying to kill me. Trying to kill me, the creepers. Oops, almost. I need to practice my PvP skills. This is it. You better watch out if I am after you with my bow and arrow. I'm not that bad. Maybe? Can I give... Haha! See? There we go. Anyway, so I think this is the area in which I'm going to design some type of cow stable. Not a stable, but a barn. You know, a cattle rancher's dream, hopefully. Can I get this one? I'm trying to talk and concentrate. And as if words aren't hard enough for me in the first place. Okay, so I think somewhere along here, we're gonna build a nice big area. I'm gonna save a place for the horsies. So maybe the horsies will do off to this side and the cows will do somewhere over here. But yeah, I'm gonna get started on that. I have one green sheep that got out. I found out a flaw to my design over here. Let's see. Had to kill me a skeleton that was wearing some digs. So here's a small flaw. Hello, sheepies. Look, Wah, this is how I got my green carpet. If you need any green wool, I can hook you up. I plan on breeding even more of them. Anyway, so what I was gonna say that I discovered, was it along here? Where is it? It's somewhere pretty close. Ah, it's over here. Jump up on this wall. This little cobblestone wall does not completely cover this block. Don't watch me. I don't want you to learn my secret moves, and then you can come over here and jump up and you're out. Don't even think about it, mister. I know. You're watching and learning, aren't you? See, look, I couldn't go. Oh, too bad. Too bad I'm stuck. Anyway, that's how one of them got out. I may just kill him, because I'm not going to bring him back in. I got plenty of sheep. I know, it seems mean. And for some reason, they're all just dying to get out. They just all stand at the wall. I wish I could live on the other side. Yeah, it's no fun out there. Did you see the other day? There were wolves. There are wolves. They want to eat you and destroy you. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to get started on at least defining the area. Trying to come up with what I want to have. I think the design I'm going to have for the stables, which again, cows don't go in stables, do they? Maybe they do. Anyway, what I plan on doing, I think is going to have kind of a single sloped roof for the place where they're going to be covered. And, well, no. Do I want them to have a place to actually go indoors? I mean, you know, we kind of do that over there for the sheepies. You never know. I mean, the weather always seems nice except for when it rains. But I don't know what the temperature's like. I mean, for all I know, it could be freezing. It could be like, you know, 30 degrees below zero, but just no precipitation. Who knows? It's Minecraft. I don't actually feel the weather. So I might consider on an enclosed area or not. Anyway, the first thing I'm going to do is map out the area, probably using green wool, because I think that's what I'm going to have the most of. And I will be back in a bit. Okay, I thought I would bring you in, and I know I'm not facing you, but I wanted you to take a look. So I have had issues with scale, and I think I'm understanding a little bit why that might be. So when I am walking around in here, this feels like a nice sized area, and I try to picture the cows around here, And the amount of space that the cows take up seems like this would be a good size cow pen. And then I have a building over here that I've kind of outlined, and a nice two-way entrance, and maybe one or two little stall areas for the cows to come in if they're a little bit cold or whatever. So then I came over here just because I wanted to get an overall look, and I come and I climb on up. Whoops. Thank you, server lag. And looking at this, I'm like, that's too small. I mean, look at all the space that I have. And this is all I've designed. That's way too small. So clearly, I think that is the perspective that I'm having trouble with. And, you know, I look at builds like Von Tom and Waz chapel area. Really, I've seen Von Tom doing all that work on that, and just, it's an amazingly massive build. And then I look at this and go, well, this isn't big enough. And that kind of has always been my problem, is I probably need to extend out this way. I need to extend farther out this way, maybe even come in over here. So trying to give myself room to do a much larger system. So I wanted to bring you in just because I talked about, oh, I'm gonna outline everything and I'll bring you back. Well, this was my first outline, and my takeaway is that it's way too small. So I'm gonna work on trying to make it a little bit larger and then see what it is we come up with. So I'll be back. Say it with me. I'll be back in a bit. Okay, gazing up here at elevation. Yeah, elevated by some brown wool. I think I like the size of this much better. I'm making sure I have enough room for a pathway, although I might cut this in a little bit more based on the fact that I don't know how much of this is going to remain. Actually, that's going to be a task I haven't even talked about, because I'm just thinking of it now. How we need to build up, and also maybe build up this area, but also take down some of this area. So I think I might skim this over more like that, so less of a curve. But I think this is a large enough area. I've created a little stable area in this direction. Might have a place where you can have a couple of cows over here, maybe one cow, or maybe even an area for storage over there, and then the general area for cows to just come in and roam. I'm thinking I might want to create another small building, just because, or maybe something that would look like a trough in this area right about here. So, but the real next work is going to be the wall. I think it's going to be very similar to what we have here, although I will be using a bit more of the fencing, especially probably in this area, having more fence, and maybe areas where there's like a significant number of fences that are going to be both 1 and 2 fences tall, mixed in with the wall. But I want it to be very similar, because this is going to be kind of the palette of our area here. So I'm gonna work a little bit on the wall. I don't know how much I'll get done before I bring you back, but I will get started and get to work. As I say to my husband, get to work. Okay, I thought I was gonna be busy starting to build, and I thought, okay, I've got a bunch of stone in my inventory, but the thing, oh, and some rotten flesh, because, you know, I ran into zombies when I went out and about. Oh, now you're messing up my picture, stupid zombie flesh. And that was from a stupid baby zombie. Those are the worst. Anyway, so I told you in the last clip that I was looking at different wood, and then I thought, oh, I've gathered all my resources and I don't actually have any wood. So I'm trying to figure out, I'm in my little area where I've put down so I can see from this texture pack what things look like. I've got some polished diorite. I don't know if I'm going to use it, because I don't know how well it goes. Well, it kind of, yeah, it's, I don't know. I'm thinking I've got some polished granite, which maybe I can do as the base of the building that I'm going to build. And I've got some polished andesite. I really don't know if I'm going to use it. I might use it sporadically, because one block of it looks fine. It's when you get like a big block of it that you're like, oh, this is the base of a very big building. So I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to build things. So we're going to see some walls. We're going to see some cobblestone. We're going to see some, do I have actual smooth stone? Yes, smooth stone, this is what smooth stone looks like when it's pieced together. So I'm trying to look at the fencing. And I love the dark oak, which is why I used it in the nether tunnel. And I have to remind myself that 2 dark oak planks gives me a look of a chest. I might need to do some of those inside my sheep pen because I keep forgetting that that's there. So I like the look of that. I love the look of the stripped dark oak. The spruce actually is not bad. It's really not bad. So that might be something that I'm interested in doing. The birch looks like something that would be in a 1950s. If I wanted to do a 1950s neighborhood, I would put a nice white picket fence. So that's your nice white picket fence right there with the birch. And then the oak. So I think that the spruce is a little too simple for what I want to do, although I love the color of it. I'm not sure that that's the right style that I want. So it's somewhere between the oak, which I think I might be going for the oak, which is great because that's like the easiest tree to ever find, versus the dark oak. I think the dark oak is a little bit too detailed for what I would be using it for, and trying to make a pen for cattle. So I think, see, I'm so glad I talked to you guys, even though you're not here right now. You're helping me make decisions. I think that the oak fencing is what I'm gonna look for. Okay, now with that decided, I actually will. I promise. I'll get to work. Right now, I'll get to work. Okay, be back in a bit. So I wanted to make sure the area was escape-proof as I start doing my kind of sporadic styling of the wall. And so I thought the first thing I wanted to do was, it felt really claustrophobic. So I took the whole border that I had created and I put up two high stonework of whatever I had in there. So that's why you see different stones. This is the polished, I think this is a polished andesite, some just regular andesite, unpolished, etc. Some of the different stones are in here because I just went through and I made 2 high to do the entire border, and it felt really claustrophobic. I need to be able to see out. Plus there's some really nice views, and I hope to be able to do some landscaping at one point where you might see a pathway coming through here. This is the area over by one of our rivers, so I definitely wanted to be able to see that from in here. You know, the cows need to have a good view. You can't just stifle their view. Here is the nice view right up around here. And so I just, especially here, it felt so closed off. So I decided to put in the fence. And this helps me, so against a too high wall, if you try to come up to the fence, you're still not gonna be able to get out. Now you'll see over here, if there was any section where I wanted the fence to be on top of the stonework, I didn't want the same thing to happen there's one area, one small little area that you can leap over because what's next to the wall isn't 2.5 high, or excuse me, what's next to the fence. So anything that has a block and then a fence, whether it be that or the cobblestone wall, I need to make sure that whatever is adjacent to it is 1.5 blocks high. So I decided to go through, I put in all the fence, and anywhere it came up higher, I did some type of stonework to make sure that there was no way to get out. And so now the next thing I'm going to do is randomize all of the other pieces of block where it's just what I laid down and what was in my hand. But this really gave me a sense of kind of the essence of what the overall wall is going to look like. It's definitely going to have more detail and several more block choices, but this is the overall look. This is one area where I think I have this, and I've made sure no way to get out. So yeah, that is part of the process to make sure that this is escape proof. I also tamed me a horsey. He scared me to death. I had a block like here, and I was kind of angling to get some of these blocks on. And I turn around, I'm like this, and suddenly he was on this block, but the way the textures are, it was like he was inside me. It was like suddenly I turn around and there's this. Oh my goodness. About died. About had a heart attack right then and there. So with that, now you're tame. Now you're not a wild horsey anymore, and hopefully you won't scare me. I'll have to get you a nice saddle and make you all pretty. Oh, and I earned an achievement that is called taming. New achievement, tamer. You tamed your first animal. And then Sergeant Foley said that he thought I've already killed one. I thought I had tamed one. I had actually tamed it in the 1.14 test world that we were testing out. And I think that was probably on video. And he's like, oh, because taming could also mean, well, I guess he suspected me of killing one. I don't remember killing one, but I wouldn't put it past me. You know, if I can't control you and you're just getting to be too much, if you scare me again, you know, you and I can have words. I got an axe and I'm not afraid to use it. Oh, don't tell Wah. She'd have a fit. I didn't mean it. I was just teasing Wah. Didn't mean a word of it. Okay, I better just get back to my wall building and containing the cows. You tried to get out, but you were unsuccessful. Actually, you were successful in getting out and then proceeded to make your way back in. Glad to have you aboard, cow. Anyway, okay, I'll be back. Well, now I have to go through the grindy part, which is really kind of taking all of this where I put just whatever block I had and trying to make something of it with a mixture of stone. And in fact, I'm not even sure if I'm going to use this. I can't remember which stone this is. Which stone is this? This is stone. Well, so I don't know if I'm going to use that, if I'm going to use something different, such as the cobblestone stairs. So I have on my hotbar the stairs, the cobblestone, the slabs, stone brick stairs, stone slabs, and then some polished andesite, because that's nice, big, chunky. So that I'm going to go through and see how I can intermix those. I did a little bit on a few areas just because, again, when I was talking about just that claustrophobia, I think by making some of these only 1.5 blocks rather than the full 2 blocks will at least give us some more of the landscape to be able to look at. So now I have to go through and just kind of change out my blocks and into something that's going to look more like I want it to look, and see what we come up with. I mean, who knows? Some different designs and things like that to be able to look through and see what we come up with. So I will be back as soon as that's all done. Okay, for the most part, I think I have the fencing done, just how I had it on the other side for the most part. Like I said, the wood fence is something that is unique to the cow pasture that I don't have over in the sheep farm. But once we get all of the kind of the landscaping piece done between the two, they look very, very similar. Same blocks were utilized. I did a smaller design archway here, but it is similar to what I've done over on this side. I added a little bit more. I added these these stairs as kind of a footway, and then I had to make sure that these were 2.5 blocks high, since I did that, because otherwise I had my horse actually over on this side was able to hop off. When it was just here, it was able to hop up and take off. So I added that, but it's just very similar. I did also add the fencing here because I just really like the way that looks. So now the next step is to work on this building. So I had put the footprint in here, but now I need to get to building it larger, putting in some at least a couple of windows, putting in some of the different design elements that I wanted inside of here. So we'll probably have a large feeding area in here, and maybe a pen or two. This doorway may change a little bit. It's not going to be too high. In fact, I just may put 1 or 2 more blocks up. So it's going to be a pretty low wall, and then the roof will come up again, doing similar to what I did over there. So I think I'm going to use half slabs to have a low sloped roof, and even over this part it might just have the one slope. So this this larger area may be a little bit taller. I may just start with the roof here so that this doesn't get too tall compared to the other side. And in fact, I may just bump this in one as I'm looking at it and thinking about what it is I want to do with this area. And it might help it not be so tight through here if this is just back one. You know what? I'm thinking it, and now I want to do it. It's done. I've already decided. So we'll go ahead and make those changes. So in the meantime, while seconds pass by for you, I'm going to go ahead. Oops, this is not what I need. I need the polished granite, correct? Where'd it go? Where's it in my inventory? I know it's here. Polished granite. Ta-da! See, I can't tell. Again, the connected textures give it a different texture when I actually lay it than what it has displayed here in my inventory slot. So sometimes I get confused. And then this is just plain stone, and I think that is what I'm going to do. I like the look of those two together. Whoops. It almost looks like it used to be more of a kind of a I'm trying to think of the word. I can't think of the word. Plaster. Words. Every time I tell you, sometimes the words are really hard for me to come up with. So that would be it. Plaster. So it looks like an old plaster that's now cracked and faded and stuff like that. So I kind of like how that looks. So I'm going to go and add on to this, and I will bring you back once I have something to show you. Well, I've got the roof on, and I added some beams for both some support along the edge and across the top. So now the next step is to really design the inside, and yeah, I see these little areas where I gotta do some fixing. I think this is a single half slab, yes, so I need to put a full block there. Block. There we go, that looks better. So I need to split up the space in here. Like I said, I think this is where I'm gonna do some hay and gonna see how much hay I have. I might need to take down some of my wheat up here to be able to make hay bales because I want some throughout here. I'm gonna want some through the outside. So now it's gonna, after I kind of split this up, I might do some decorating inside and then some landscaping on the outside. So I'm really kind of pleased with how this looks. I think it has the exact rustic look that I am hoping for. I don't have windows in here though. I might want to do a few of those, especially right about here. A really small window to be able to look out, as well as along here. I might put some fences in there. Depending on how I split this up, I might split this up so that it is some type of pen where there's going to be a couple of, whoops, I didn't want to do two of those. I just wanted to do the one. I stepped up on my bed and I didn't mean to. Where there's going to be some type of pen for the cows. So I might have what looks to be about 3 pens here to keep some cows in. And like I said, this area might end up getting covered up or have a smaller door off to the side so that it's not centered. Who knows? You know who will know? You will know in just a bit. So I went off to the store and the marketplace and then logged off, and I'm logging back in a couple of days later. Actually, by the time you see this, you will probably have seen all of my UHC series. So it's been a busy week trying to render and upload and splice together all of those. So I still can't remember why it is I went to the market. So I thought, well, if I come back home, I'll be able to figure out why I went. And so I came back through the portal and ta-da! Barry is very, very sorry. XO wah. So if you recall, I went to look for armor and Barry had nothing available. So what? Oh, my 2 diamonds. Because remember, I put in 10 diamonds for something that was worth 8 diamonds and it took all 10? Thank you. And diamond leggings. Unbreaking 3, mending, and protection 4. Fantastic. What? Thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, that is such a nice gift. Let me see. I'm going to put them on right away. So now I'm matchy-matchy. Now I'm in full diamond again. Oh, it feels so much better. Doesn't it look better? You got to tell me, doesn't that look better? Whew, thank you, Now I'll go try to figure out why I went to the shopping center, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I took a nappy trying to make it daytime. But oh, look, you can see creeper right there in the middle of my hay wheat farm, which is probably where one was hiding when the explosion of all of my cow pen first happened. Trying to gauge how far away he is. He's farther away than that. Oh, almost. Did he just despawn or is he just out of view? I can't tell. I can't. Yikes! No! Oh no! Stupid buttons. I didn't have the right buttons and I'm trying to push and I'm trying to jump and I couldn't do nothing. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. I need to fix some lighting stuff around here clearly. Now he's messed up my whole path. My whole path for getting up to my house. Oh man. I mean, I kind of had that down. It was like a learned step of do this, this, and this, and this, and this, and then go here, and then now I don't even know how I'm supposed to get up there. Oh, I'll have to fix that later. Anyway, I figure I might as well bring you in so you can see all the stuff that I've been doing. I'm working on the very finer details of my stable over here. See, there's just the mobs, man, the mobs. Being on the server all by myself and then not sleeping through the night, not a brilliant idea. But this is where I get my chance to practice shooting. That was off. I could tell it was going to be off. What? Nope. And he despawned too. He's like, I can't, sweetie, I can't wait for you that long. I'm just got to despawn. That's what he was saying to me. Okay, so I can't remember. Whoops. Don't try to close a gate with your... Oh my gosh. I've not been playing for a while and it just clearly shows, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Okay, I put in a little farm. This is going to be a little farm area. I'm getting a little bit of lag. I'm not sure why, because I literally am the only person on. So I'm building a little bit of a wheat farm here. So we'll start with here. I moved my bed over here, although I still will change up this area a little bit, but I'm not probably going to worry about it for this episode. But this is kind of the entry area where the whoever's taking care of the cattle guy would be taking care of things, taking care of business. I built those pens I was talking about, and on that one I put the cauldron up some because I thought there was room, and he loves it. He just stays there, or actually looks like you're a she loves it, and so she's just been standing on there. And I think I put water in there, didn't I? Yeah, there's water in there. So she's got something to drink, a little bit of hay, making her happy. And so on these two, especially on this one, I wanted to stick it down one. It would have been safe right here, but if I had stuck the cauldron over here or anywhere along the fence, she would have just climbed right out and either gone into one of the other pens or gotten out completely from being in her pen. So she's right there, and then our little bull is right in this area, and I did not have enough iron on me at the time to build you a cauldron, but I have one. Do you want a cauldron all of your own? I'll get you one. I'll be right back. Hold on. They're easy to make. Just need a little bit of iron. Whoops, that would be a minecart. That would be a cauldron. Oh, I have no room for anything. Here, go away. Cauldron. What do I do with the cauldron? There it is. So come in here. Actually, if I can do it without going in there, that would be better. I actually want to put it right where you're standing. Yes, right there. Whoops, that didn't work. Now I gotta get some, here. Come here. Come closer to mama. Yeah, get out of the hole. That's it. There we go. And a bucket of water. There. Now you have some water, sir. Hope you enjoy. There we go. So this is the little area. This is where they can all come in. It's open to all the other cows. They can come in and feed on the hay. And then we have a little area here that's a trough. And then finally, this was the thing I was making, was a little pond area. A little natural place. Although, you know, it's probably less like clean. There might be microbes or bacteria in there. Yeah, you should really use the one in the trough, but You can swim in here at least. I hope you like it. Really just though, what I find fascinating is everybody just wants out. No matter how big you make their pen, a prison is a prison, isn't it? Everybody wants out. Everybody's along the wall going, but I can't get over there if I wanted to. There's nothing over there. It's nice and pretty in here. Why do you want over there? It's boring over there. I want over there, lady. I just want over there. Give me my freedom. Well, so I think that's pretty much all I'm going to do. I don't remember what in the world I went to the other place for. I think because I need to do something around lighting, which I will do similar to what I have over in the sheep pen. And that will be about it. But that could take me forever. Who knows when I'll get that done. But at least I can get you this video so you can see it sooner. So with that, I'm going to say I will see you next time. And thanks, Wah. I love my pants.